Welcome to the Magnetic Creator Podcast. I'm your host, Melanie Mishler, and each week we have intimate conversations about the things that matter most in life. My superpower is helping you remember who you truly are, a powerful, magical creator. I give you proven tools to help you get unstuck and manifest a life that sets your heart on fucking fire. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, my beautiful friend. Happy Thursday and welcome back. Over the last few episodes, we've been talking a lot about manifestation techniques and tips. And I love talking about this because once you learn that you're a powerful creator, and once you learn to take charge of your own mind, then nothing is off limits for you. You're not limited by your past experiences, by your age, your family, your upbringing, definitely not your parents, none of it. Your only limitation is your beliefs and your thoughts. So, the topic of this week's episode is change your mind, change your life. And when we're talking about manifesting something we want, whether it's reaching a goal or however you want to describe it, the one thing we always need to do is change our mind. And I was thinking about this topic because while I was flying back from Belize this week, I watched the movie I Feel Pretty while I was on the plane. Have you ever seen that movie? It's pretty funny. And the actress Amy Schumer plays a woman who's a little curvy and she has really low self esteem and just not living her best life. And then she bonks her head really hard, passes out. And when she wakes up with a concussion, her belief about herself has totally changed. She looks in the mirror and she suddenly sees herself as beautiful, sexy, confident. Even though nothing physically changed on the outside, her complete belief had changed. And then because of this, she has the confidence to go after her dream job. She falls in love. All these amazing things start happening because of her belief. And this movie, as silly as it might seem, actually illustrates a profound truth about manifestation and the power of our minds. You see, nothing in her external reality changed, but her internal reality, her beliefs shifted dramatically. And that, my friend, is where the magic always happens. Now, I am not suggesting you go give yourself a concussion, but I am saying that this movie taps into a fundamental principle of manifestation and neuroscience, which is our beliefs shape our reality. Our beliefs actually create our reality. And I'll share a personal real life experience because something very similar happens to me every time I go to Belize. You see, in California, the land of beautiful, skinny people, I often feel like I'm just another middle-aged plus-size woman. But the second I step off the plane in Belize, I transform into a goddamn Belizean princess because in Belize, curvy women are celebrated. And so from the moment I walk off the plane, everything changes. Men open doors for me. They smile at me. They wave me through customs while Andy gets searched. And it's so funny. This happens every time. Andy's like, why don't you get searched? Why don't you have to pay import tax? And I'm like, they just wave me through. It happens every single time. And then whenever we go out, Andy's constantly pointing out how men are just staring at me. Now, I know this might bother some women, but I fucking love it. And here's why. It's a powerful reminder that being sexy isn't about physical attributes. It's a matter of perspective, it's attitude. And since we spend so much time in Belize, I'm now accustomed to this. And I can literally feel my energy shift, my confidence, my attitude, my magnetism change the moment I land in Belize. And this experience in Belize is kind of like my own personal I feel pretty moment because when I was watching that movie, I was laughing and really relating to what she was experiencing because nothing about my physical appearance changes when I land in Belize, but my entire experience shifts because of how I'm perceived. And now, more importantly, how I perceive myself in that environment. So this story perfectly illustrates our topic for today by changing the context, in this case, literally changing countries, my mindset shifts. I feel more confident, more attractive, more powerful. And guess what? That change in my mindset affects everything. It affects how I carry myself. It affects how I interact with others, and ultimately what I attract and manifest in my life. And since you all know I'm equal parts woo-woo, neuroscience, and strategy, let's break this down a bit. From a neuroscience perspective, our brains are constantly filtering out massive amounts of information that we receive every second, like billions of pieces of information every day. And guess what decides what gets through that filter? Our beliefs. When we believe something about ourselves or believe something about the world, our brains go into action and look for evidence to support that belief. It's called confirmation bias, and it's a very powerful force in shaping our experiences. So if you believe you're not good enough, guess what? Your brain is going to find all sorts of evidence to support that belief. But if you believe you're fucking amazing, your brain will start noticing all the ways that that's true. Now, here's where the woo-woo meets the science. In manifestation, we talk about aligning our energy with what we want to attract. And energetically speaking, our beliefs are kind of like radio signals. We're constantly broadcasting them out to the universe. So if you're broadcasting on the I'm not good enough frequency, you're going to attract more experiences that match that energy. But when you shift to the I'm a fucking goddess frequency, then watch out because you start attracting on that frequency. But here's the $1,000,000 question. How do we actually change our beliefs? Because let's be real, it's not as simple as bonking your head and waking up with a new mindset. This is where the strategy comes in, and I have some powerful techniques to share with you. First up, it's something I call belief auditing. You know, I'm a fan of audits. I love time audits, thought audits, all the things. And I love audits because awareness is the first key to change. We have to know what we're thinking. We have to know what we're believing before we can actually change it. And sometimes those beliefs are really subconscious, like they're old. Sometimes we don't even know that we believe something. But if it keeps showing up in your life over and over, then there's a belief there somewhere in there that you might not be aware of. So when you do a belief audit, you're going to take some time to really examine your beliefs about yourself, and especially in the one area of life that you want to change. I want you to write them down, no matter how uncomfortable they might be. Awareness is always the first step to change. And then next, we're going to use a technique called cognitive restructuring. Now, that sounds like a big word, but it's super easy. Basically, for each limiting belief that you've identified, I want you to find evidence that contradicts it. Now, it might be hard to find this evidence, but I promise it is there. Your brain is going to resist this at first, but push through. Remember that we're rewiring neural pathways here. So it takes some effort, it takes some practice, but stick with it. And then finally, we're going to create new empowering beliefs. But here's the key. They need to feel true to you. This is totally different than positive affirmations where you're just saying a bunch of shit that you don't believe. So when you create these new beliefs, for instance, if you currently believe that you're worthless or you're too old or whatever, you can't jump straight into I'm the most amazing person ever. That's too big of a leap for your brain to buy into. It won't believe it and it will just spit it out. Instead, start with something like, I'm working on recognizing my worth every day. Now, here's where the magic happens. Once you've crafted these new beliefs, you need to embody them. You need to feel them in your bones. You need to visualize yourself living as if these beliefs are unquestionably true. This is where manifestation really takes off. Because remember, changing your mind isn't about positive thinking. It's about rewiring your neural pathways, shifting your vibration, and consistently aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the reality that you want to create. You can't just look in the mirror and say positive affirmations while you have beliefs that don't align with that. It's just a waste of time. So, my beautiful friend, I challenge you this week to start your own belief shift. Audit those limiting beliefs, challenge them with evidence, and create new empowering beliefs that set your heart on fucking fire. Because when you change your mind, you change your life. And when you change your life, you change the world. Let me know how this goes. I'm always here to support you in this journey. You can email me at hello@melaniemishler.com. You can DM me or go visit my website, melaniemishler.com, for tons more tools and content. Until next time, be well, my friend, and manifest epic shit.